If you've ever been interested in gold panning, you're going to hear one thing more often than not when it comes to where can I find gold, and that is look on the inside bend. Here's the thing about inside bends. A lot of people think that you got to go find the really big S-bends that deviate an entire river. And that's just not true. You see, gold drops out in what's called high friction zones. A lot of people think it's to do with pressure in a stream, and it's a bit of a misconception. And friction happens when the water has to turn. You can see we're on a straight section of creek here, and that means that there really is a uniform level of velocity across the stream until you get to the edges. Just here, that straight uniform stream changes. It gets wider here, and it gets wider as it wraps around this little corner here. For some reason, the water has decided to erode a channel that way a little bit. That there is an inside bend, even though the stream as a whole remains going straight. Now, in a stream, what you're trying to look for as a gold prospector is where that water velocity goes from, say, 10 meters a second down to 1 meter a second. And somewhere between the borderline of that 1 meter and 10 meter a second change is where your gold's going to be. We can actually see that here now that we've got some silt in the water. We have silt traveling down the stream, and then we have a dead section of silt just here where nothing's happening. Right on that borderline, roughly where this stick is where the velocity changes. Gold isn't the only thing that drops out. We also get heavy materials such as black sand. Black sand is a common term used to describe a bunch of minerals that are dark in color and very dense. Gold has a density of 19.3, whereas black sand in my area is cassiterite. That has a density of 7. And therefore, compared to quartz, which has a density of 2 to 2.6, it tends to drop out together. If you get a lot of black sand, you're going to get gold. We're already starting to see our first couple of tiny pieces of gold there. Gold in my area is extraordinarily fine, and that's because it's the product of glacial till. It's being ground down to a dust, but you can get a lot of it in one pan. This is the gold I'm getting with just a couple of shovels of dirt off that tiny change in water velocity. And it only took me a couple of minutes to do this. If I had a high banker or another fast way of processing material, you can bet that gold will add up very fast. And so far today, I've been taking pans like that and collecting it in my little container here. You can bet that I'm going to have a decent take by the end of today. And that is all thanks to that little inside bend.